Today, we're going to be talking about visceral fat versus subcutaneous fat and the difference between the two and how to tell how much you have. So my name is Samar Mai. If we're meeting for the first time, I am streaming to a couple other locations. So if you see me looking at two screens, it's because I am. I just want to make sure that everything's up and running. My name is Samar Mai, and I'm a physical therapist and and I love fitness and wellness, and I love helping you empower yourselves to teach you and help you achieve your health and wellness goals. So yeah, today's part of a five-part series. Yesterday, we talked about who has challenges losing weight. So if you haven't checked out that video, check it out after you've watched today's video. So today is part 2 of a 5-part series in weight loss. And, I want to be able to help you understand the difference in visceral fat versus subcutaneous fat and what health implications that has. So actually tomorrow we're going to be talking about the health implications. I'm going to be talking today about the difference between visceral fat and subcutaneous fat. Let me know down below if you're hopping in live and if you did check out the video from yesterday. So let's get started. So subcutaneous fat is fat that's underneath the skin. It's directly underneath the skin. It's kind of like when you put on a sweatshirt, that's adding another layer to you. So, but subcutaneous fat, imagine that sweatshirt is underneath your skin. So as you gain weight, as I sometimes gain weight, it's like and you become bigger and bigger, it's like adding extra layers of sweatshirts. So that is subcutaneous fat. Visceral fat is fat that surrounds your organs. It helps to cushion the organs. It helps to keep the organs separated. And there is a certain amount of visceral fat that is needed to do that job. And the visceral fat is found and your organs are found in your abdominal cavity. So imagine, I'm going to give you a visual, like a fruit bowl. All right. And you put Jello and you make a mold, like a Jello mold with fruit. The fruit, imagine, is your organs, and the Jello that surrounds the fruit is your visceral fat. And but just imagine as we become and gain more visceral fat, you're pushing that fruit further and further apart. And that's when it becomes, it puts a lot of pressure on the organs and causes a lot of health implications that I will talk about tomorrow. So join me tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to check out those health implications. So it's okay, like subcutaneous fat and visceral fat, there is a certain amount that's okay to have because they both give energy to your body. They store energy and, allow you to have the energy that you need to function in your everyday life. But it gets to a certain point sometimes, though, if you're becoming unhealthy and you're gaining weight, that there is a point where having too much visceral fat becomes dangerous. Subcutaneous fat is not as detrimental to one's health as visceral fat. However, imagine as you gain weight and gain more and more, with the subcutaneous fat, it becomes more difficult to move and can put a lot of pressure on your joints, leading to pain, leading to difficulty moving. And in difficulty moving, it just becomes harder to function. So it's really good to be able to keep both subcutaneous fat and visceral fat to an ideal number. So how do you figure that out? Well, with subcutaneous fat, you can tell how much you have by pinching at your waistline with your forefinger and your thumb. So that's your subcutaneous fat. And body composition actually tells you the percentage of visceral fat and subcutaneous fat that you have. An ideal body composition or acceptable body composition for women is between 25 and 31%. And an acceptable body composition for men is between 8 and 25%. So how do you figure out visceral fat? There was a study done, and I have to, what I'll do later is go back and post that study below, is there was a ratio that was calculated to determine how much visceral fat people have. So, and how to figure that out. So what you do is you take a fabric tape measure, and I'm going to stand up. You put it at your belly button. So my belly button's right about here. And you wrap the tape measure around your waist. Okay. And then I'm going to stand up a little. You wrap the tape measure at the widest part of your hips. You take the number that you get from around your waist. You divide that by the number around your hips, and you'll get what's called the waist-hip ratio. For women, the waist-hip ratio needs to be ideally between 0.8 and 1. So about 0.8 or less really is more ideal, and if you have greater than a ratio of 1 for your waist-to-hip ratio, then that's saying that you're developing too much visceral fat, and which will cause health implications in the future, if not now already. For men, that waist to hip ratio is 0.95. So less than 0.95 for men is ideal in that waist to hip ratio. So if you're brave or you want to message me and you take that calculation on your own, you can comment and post it down below, or you can message it to me. If you're curious, you want to pull out your tape measure and find out how much visceral fat you have. Everyone has it. I feel like sometimes like the word fat is a bad thing, but we have it. Like I said, a normal amount of fat is necessary, but it becomes problematic when we develop too much fat. So I hope this was helpful for you. If it was, comment helpful down below, or if you're catching the replay, comment #replay, and join me back here tomorrow where I will talk about the health implications of having too much visceral fat. So I hope this was helpful for you. My goal is to be able to help you understand your bodies, because when you can understand your body, you can take your health and transform it in a way that you can take your health into your own hands. I became a physical therapist so that I could understand my injuries and help to rehab my body so that I can achieve my fitness goals and health goals that I want to achieve. And that's my goal for you, is to be able to help you understand your body, help you understand fitness and nutrition so that you can take your health into your hands. If you're looking though for some extra help to do that, reach out to me and I'll help you out. So, but come back tomorrow for part 3 of my 5-part series of weight loss, of this weight loss training. And we'll talk about the health implications of having too much visceral fat. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.